Teflon John.
Yeah, it's your boy Teflon John coming to you courtesy of the IamTeflonJohn Podcast Show. And we're recording episode number 10, which sparks season number 2 of the IamTeflonJohn Podcast Show. But I'd like to take a minute and just thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you guys for supporting me. And I like to say, just, when you get a chance, visit www.IamTeflonJohn, that's spelled JOHN.com. And look, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. The week is starting off kind of crazy. We had a church shooting, a mass shooting at a church. So you got to continue to pray. Continue to, keep your loved ones in prayer and continue to just pray for yourself because you never know. Life is short. And as you can see, time is winding down. And so, like I said, again, I would like to thank you guys for, being listeners and supporting and sharing this. And I'd like for you guys to try to share this episode with 5 of your friends and encourage them to share it with 5 of their friends if it's going to help them. And I'm pretty sure it is. But here we are, episode number 10, which sparked season number 2. And the title of this podcast is called It's All Worth It in the End. Now, some of this podcast I'm going to be sharing my personal experience. So it's not going to be anything, kind of made up. But I'm just going to let you guys know, that through our life, you will go through things. We all go through obstacles and we have challenges, but it's all worth it in the end. The subtitle will be hanging there. I like to start off just saying that we all go through something. And these situations and obstacles that we face, it shapes us, it makes us who we are. Some of us now, if we have a nasty disposition, if we have a nasty attitude, or, if we have, poor people skills, it's probably because of something that we went through that molded and shaped us. Right. So it all boils down to how will you receive and how will you use what you go through. Many times in life, I've been through things that have made me a quiet person, that has made me not want to deal with people. And then I've been through things that actually encouraged me to deal with people. So, becoming a 33-year-old man, there's a lot of things in my life that I still need to deal with. It's a lot of things in my life that I still need to be healed from. So what I just want to encourage you all, as you listen to this podcast, please find yourself in it, even though I'm going to be using analogies and situations from my recent career move, where I got a new job. Thank God for that. But like I said, we all go through things and these things shape us. But I want to focus on my professional struggle and my professional success, because recently I got a new job, and I never thought that I would get that new job. I'm serious. Like, I felt stuck. I was at a place where I worked at 11 and a half years. You know what I'm saying? I was right at the 11 years and 7-month mark. But, I was at a place where I was being used. I knew I was talented. I knew I can get the job done. I knew I was better than people. Some of the people that I reported to or had, talent where I can move out of my department and move on. But because of how this place operates and the lack of professionalism and the lack of leadership, just because you're the best person for the job doesn't mean you're going to get it. Just because you're the best person for the job doesn't mean you're going to move up. Ultimately, what it does is it allows people that you report to do less when you're good. And what I want to do is I want to focus on that, because I was at a crossroad, right? Working for 11 and a half years at a company that I didn't really want to be at. A lot of people were unhappy. It kind of put me at a fork in the road with my integrity, because I felt like I didn't care like them. I felt like I didn't want to come to work. I felt like I wanted to actually slack off. And part of my job was to actually lead. I was a lead. That was my title. So I led people, being a leader, so as times I went to work, I didn't feel like being a leader because I had no leadership to actually follow. I had no support, no one supporting me. So with that being said, you may be in a situation in life where you feel like, why should I try? Why should I continue to go on? Why should I continue to be a good parent? Why should I continue to be a good spouse? I'm telling you, keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing and do a good job at it, because you don't want to compromise your integrity because the current situation that you're in is getting hot and getting heavy. I'm telling you, because if you don't get in the habit now of doing what you need to do, it'll hurt you later. Like when I got this new job, right? I thank God that I didn't get into that mindset where I slumped, because I could have went to that new job and then had this new habit of I don't care, and it's hard to just turn that off. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said earlier, you go through things in life and it shapes you. So what I did is I allowed all these situations that I went through at work to motivate me, to drive me. So when they were being unfair, it motivated me to do podcasts. It motivated me to push my personal training business. It motivated me to put in applications so I could leave. Now, it's two ways to look at that. Your perception actually comes in and plays a good key role, because do you look at it as being a motivational tool? Like, hey, they're putting all this work on me because they have faith in me. They know I can do it. Even though I know they're using me, I know that they know I can do it. So, hey, that's a plus. But also, I got to use this situation, because if I don't like the situation I'm in, I must do something to change it. And that's what I had to realize. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy for me to realize it by myself. I had my wife. I had my mother. I had friends at work that would always encourage me, and they knew that I was sick and tired of it. They knew that I was, at the point where, I'm just ready to give up and ready to tap out. You know what I'm saying? But they continue to pour into me. You know what I'm saying? They continue to, just be that voice that I needed, because at that point in time, I didn't see it was worth it in the end. All I was focusing on was the moment that I was in. And sometimes, because we focus on the moment that we're in, we can't see the process that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're baking a cake, you know what I mean? Like, and you're on step number 6 and maybe mixing the batter or whatever, and you're just focusing on how frustrated you are and it's taking so long, you're not thinking about the process you're in. That process is very important in baking a cake. Is mixing that batter. And you're taking a lot of nasty ingredients that taste nasty separate. You're putting them together to make a sweet cake mix that eventually turn into a good cake. And sometimes that's how your situation is. You go through individual things, little situations, right, that seem very nasty, icky, and sticky, but at the same time, all these situations add up in the end for your good. Let me tell you, like, it was times I went in at work, I had to do the supervisor's job and help do the manager's job. And there was times where they weren't there or they called out. All these things prepared me. It was almost like it was fit to the T. So when I got to this new job, it was a breeze. Let me tell you, like, being in such a dysfunctional atmosphere made me appreciate the new atmosphere that I'm in. Now, when it comes to appreciating like the new, you have to realize first that what you're in is not right, because sometimes you can be in a dysfunctional situation for so long that it becomes your normal. And that's what happened to me. So when I first got there, my first week of work, and the atmosphere was great and people were great and opportunity was there, I kind of hesitated to embrace that because I was so used to this dysfunctional cutthroat atmosphere. You see what I'm saying? Where at my new job, the people that I report to, you actually see them. They actually come out. They actually care. They're actually there. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because I never seen this getting to this point. And so what I want you to do is, as I'm talking about this, relate that to your situation. Now, I know you may be in a marriage and the marriage is getting stale, or you may feel like that you're doing all the work, but trust me, hang in there. Hang in there, because the very thing that you're doing that you think is working against you is working for you. I don't know how. Like I said, when this thing came about, it came about so quick and sudden that I didn't realize until my first day at the job that all that I went through was working for me. So what I want you to do is, whether you're dealing with, children issues, or whether you're dealing with financial issues, or whether you're dealing with, writer's block if you're trying to write a book, or, career woes. Look, I'm telling you, everything is working together for your good. All you have to do is hang in there. That's one thing I can promise you. Like, everything that I went through at that job, right, it actually taught me and actually embraced me for this job. So now I can think on my toes. I'm used to being solo. I'm used to being creative with my thoughts, problem solving, troubleshooting, all this stuff. If I worked at this job, right, the last job I had for 11 and a half years, and it was a piece of cake, if it was easy, I would be underqualified for that new position. I'm going to say that again. If I worked this last job that I was at for 11 and a half years, and it was gravy, cake, walk in the park job, I would be underqualified for the new job. You know what I'm saying? So because I went through a lot at the old job, it qualified me for what I was there. It qualified me for what I was there for and what I was destined for. So never downplay anything that you're doing when it comes to your job. Learn everything that you can. And you got to treat this, even though you may not be getting paid for it, because like I said, we hadn't got a raise in my old job and going on 6 years. Even though I wasn't getting paid for it, everything that I was learning, all the tools I was putting under my belt was preparing me for the job that I have now. So I want to encourage you, continue to push through, continue to, like I said, sit back and think about, okay, what am I getting out of this? What is God trying to show me in this? And that's one question I had to ask myself. What is God trying to show you? And most of the times, you know what I'm saying? Like, God doesn't really answer you in a voice. So what I felt that he was showing me was, all this is preparation, son. I'm trying to prepare you for a door that I have that I can't open until you go through the process. And a lot of times I wanted to tap out, find another job, and I would put in for other jobs, and I was qualified for them. But for some reason, I couldn't get the job. And it wasn't because God was saying no, is he was just saying not yet, because that's not what he had for me. You know, that is not what he intended for me to do. And let me tell you, the job that I have now, I make more money than if I would ever got a promotion where I was. You know, the peace of mind is there. I'm working no weekends. You know, I have people that report to me that's been there 25, 30 years in the company. I actually have support. The benefits are better for me and my family. So I'm telling you, if you wait it out, right? Just sit back and wait it out. You know what I'm saying? Just do me that favor. Wait it out and try to stick in there. Try to hang in there and find you someone that you can talk to, because I'm telling you, part of prayer and having good people in my ear to help me walk through those bad days where I felt like giving up, where I felt like going off, I felt like cursing someone out. I had someone in my ear that was encouraging me the entire time. I had someone in my ear that was actually there for me because they could see my potential. I really couldn't see it at the time because, like I said, I was focused on the moment I was in. And like I said, it reminded me of me being an orange when I first started there. In order for me to become orange juice, right, to another job, I had to be squeezed. You know what I'm saying? I had to be squeezed so fine to get every ounce of juice out. And some of us are like that orange. We're full of potential. We're full of juice, but we can't get it out until we're squeezed. But every time the pressure comes, we run. We take flight. And what I want you to do is really sit back and focus on what are you going to do? You see what I'm saying? Because when you compare your struggles to my professional struggles, it's been other situations in life where I've sat back and I've hung in there, and I've seen the end to where it prepared me. Like I've said this before in other episodes, me being mistreated by my stepdad when I was a child, God was preparing me for me, helping my wife at the time. I didn't even know her, raise 2 kids that weren't even mine. So anything that you go through, never downplay it. It's always a reason. Just pray that God gives you understanding. Pray that God gives you wisdom on how to maneuver and deal with what you're dealing with, because I'm telling you, it's always going to work out for your good. But it's all on what you want to take from it. It's like exercising. It's like working out. Nothing feels good doing working out. I mean, nothing feels good. You're always sore, you're tired, but you feel good from the results. You're actually preparing your body. You're actually, building dense muscle. But the process in which it takes to get that dense muscle and look good and feel good sometimes isn't always good to you. And the fact that it's not always good to you, it also brings this growth about. And let me tell you, it feels like this job that I've had for 11 and a half years that I thought was going to take me under and take me over, it matured me beyond years of the position that I'm in now. So I'm able to think, I'm able to do, I'm able to contribute, I'm able to add a fresh set of eyes to where this may ultimately contribute to me moving up at this job at a faster rate because of what I've been through, because it's given me a lot of experience. It's given me a lot of situations that I've been in that I would have never saw. So I'm telling you, look, sit back and think, what am I in this situation for? Why am I dealing with this? And what is God trying to show? And what is God trying to get out of me? You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be a great supervisor, manager, or whatever, you have to think about what you got to go through to get it. When Daniel's son met Mr. Miyagi, he wanted to learn how to fight. So Mr. Miyagi was putting him on, waxing the floor, painting the fence. And then, Daniel's son flips out. He's like, man, I thought you was going to teach me how to fight. He was teaching him the motions of fighting the entire time. But because Daniel's son was so focused on the moment he was in, he couldn't see the process. And that's what I want you to be able to do. See the process. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, once you learn to see the process, it'll help you grow through this thing gracefully. And I said grow through, not go through, but it'll help you grow through gracefully, because you're going to grow as a person. You're going to grow as an entrepreneur. You're going to grow as a father, a wife, a husband, a sister, a brother, whatever situation you're in, you're going to grow through it. So I don't want to hold you too long. Like I said, it's episode 10, which sparks season number 2 of the IamTeflonJohn Podcast Show. There's going to be more in store. I got some giveaways coming. But look, please share that with 5 of your friends. Remember, it's all worth it in the end. Just hold on. Hang in there. And I just want to encourage you guys that when you go through life and when you're dealing with what you're dealing with, just ask God that question. What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to give me? And as I close out, I would just like to say, don't forget to visit my website, www.IamTeflonJohn, that's spelled JOHN. And like I said, have a great day, have a great week, and I pray that you overcome any obstacle in your life. One love, be blessed.